Hey guys, Shadow Claimer here. With a continuation of yesterday's preview, today we're going to be talking about pharaohs and their various types. There's a lot of different, I believe we have 13 variants of pharaoh you can encounter through playing through Atum. And each of them has a special effect tied to them and a certain god they worship. So we're going to look at a couple of these grunting jerks and go over a couple of their abilities. So right here in the first pin we have a Pharaoh of Shoe. Pharaohs of Shoe are related to the wind, and so they actually have knock up when they hit you, which can be really obnoxious. It can really keep you in place and make it really hard to get away from. And on the right we have a Pharaoh of Rah. Rah's Pharaoh, of course, being the sun god and the god of light, is all about fire and will ignite you on hit. Over here we've got a Pharaoh of Anubis. Anubis applies a wither on hit, which can be really nasty because, as we saw last video, if you're not wearing armor, you're dead. He doesn't really necessarily care about your armor either because wither damage does not take into account any kind of protection stat. And then we also have a Pharaoh of Nuit. And Nuit's Pharaoh has blindness on hit, which in a room full of traps, especially if you're trying to kite the Pharaoh through the bottom floors of the pyramid, can actually be really nasty. Over here we've got a Pharaoh of Seth who has poison, a very potent poison, and a Pharaoh of Ptah who is completely immune to knockback. And both of these are very problematic to deal with. They have a lot of power available to them. And as you can see, we've given them all unique skins. I've tried to tie them back to their deities. We go with our own pantheon for Atum 2. Where basically we're inspired by the various Egyptian pantheons, and we kind of built our own fantasy-ish pantheon that doesn't necessarily follow the traditional conventions, but it also isn't too much off, so people are still familiar with the things they run into. And I tried to keep, when I did the designs of the pharaohs, very close to like a general theme. So like, Seth's pharaoh has the fangs because he's related to snakes and things like that. Ptah's Pharaoh is a little more glittery and golden than the others because he's about wealth and building and opulence. Anubis, of course, has his like jackal / skull mask, and Nuit has the duality going on. And like, we've got a Pharaoh of Atum. We've got 3 Pharaohs of Atum apparently. A Pharaoh of Geb, a Pharaoh of Isis. And they've each got a Pharaoh of Horus. They've each got their own rods, which just kind of add to the look a little bit and make them look a little more unique. I'm very happy with these pharaohs. If any of you guys remember, in Atum 1 we only had one variant of pharaoh. It had a set list of things and it just walked at you and hit you. There were no special effects. There was no really anything to it. And I think Atum 2 really ups the game with that, with both the way you summon it and the special abilities, and it gives a little bit of flavor too. In future patches we'll be delving more into the individual gods, their domains, their followers, things like that. So I think this is a good baseline to kind of give you guys to dip a toe into the world of Atum and what's coming. So thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me today. We should have more Atum 2 previews coming to you soon, and I hope to see you guys there.